People in Alaska were jolted awake overnight by a powerful earthquake in the Gulf of Alaska and sirens warning of a possible tsunami. Jamie Yukas.
A tsunami warning has been issued in the Southwest Pacific Ocean. That quake just hitting, so no word just yet of any injuries or damage at this time, but we're working to get more information right now. Stick with us.
Have you ever pondered the power of the sea and the devastating potential it holds? Imagine a wall of water, stretching as far as the eye can see, charging towards the shore with unyielding force. This isn't a work of fiction, nor a Hollywood blockbuster, but a stark reality that could befall us. Recently, UNESCO, the United Nations educational, scientific, and cultural organization, issued a warning that paints a chilling picture of an imminent threat. A devastating tsunami, a monstrous wave triggered by seismic activity, is on the horizon, and European cities are in its crosshairs. This isn't just a threat to a handful of locations. Cities like Marseille in France, Istanbul in Turkey, and Alexandria in Egypt, places steeped in history and teeming with life, are under this impending threat. These cities, with their millions of inhabitants and countless cultural treasures, could be ravaged by the unforgiving power of the sea. But the danger doesn't stop there. The United Nations echoes these concerns, projecting that the risk is set to skyrocket for 40 additional cities across a staggering 21 countries by next year. This isn't a localized event, it's a global concern. This grim forecast isn't based on mere speculation, but on rigorous scientific analysis and research. Experts have been studying sea level changes, seismic activity, and historical data to predict this potential disaster. It's a race against time as they strive to understand the full extent of this threat and how best to prepare for it. As we delve into this topic, it's essential to remember that understanding these threats isn't about inciting fear. It's about fostering awareness, promoting preparedness, and ultimately safeguarding our communities. It's about realizing that the sea, with all its beauty and majesty, also holds a power that can change our world in the blink of an eye. Remember, the threat of a massive tsunami isn't a distant possibility or a mere figment of imagination. It's a looming reality, a reality we must face with knowledge, preparedness, and resilience. This is not a distant possibility, but a looming reality. The uncertain height. When dealing with the sea, there are many unknowns, and the height of a tsunami is one of them. Such is the reality that scientists and researchers grapple with as they strive to understand and predict these devastating natural phenomena. Predicting the exact height of an incoming tsunami is a task fraught with uncertainty. This is due to an array of factors such as the size and speed of the triggering event, the depth of the ocean where the event occurs, the distance to shore, and the shape of the ocean floor along the way. Each of these elements can dramatically influence the size and power of the tsunami waves that eventually reach the shore. Experts suggest that if the waves of a tsunami reach at least 1.5 meters, the consequences could be dire. A tsunami of this height can cause extensive flooding, disrupting power supplies and causing widespread destruction. Roads could be washed away, buildings could be damaged or destroyed, and entire communities could be uprooted. The potential for such destruction is not mere conjecture. History is filled with examples of tsunamis causing catastrophic damage. In 2004, a tsunami in the Indian Ocean caused by a 9.1 magnitude earthquake resulted in waves that reached as high as 30 meters in some places. This tsunami claimed the lives of over 200,000 people across 14 countries. While the prospect of such a disaster is indeed terrifying, it is essential to remember that understanding and predicting tsunamis are continually improving. Scientists and researchers are working tirelessly to refine their models and predictions, striving to give us as much warning as possible in the event of an impending tsunami. In the end, the sea may be full of unknowns, but through research, understanding, and preparedness, we can hope to mitigate the potentially devastating impacts of these natural disasters. Keep in mind that knowledge is power, and it is this power that can help us face the uncertain height of a tsunami. The mere thought of such devastation is enough to make one shudder. Understanding tsunamis. To understand the future, we often look to the past. Let's take a journey back in time to about 66 million years ago, to the day an asteroid struck our planet. This catastrophic event left behind what we now know as the Chicxulub crater. This enormous impact, equivalent to billions of nuclear bombs, unleashed a tsunami wave that was nearly 100 meters high, a wave so powerful it reshaped landscapes and redefined life on Earth. Now, imagine the sheer force of that wave, a 100-meter-high wall of water, moving at jet speed, obliterating everything in its path. The Chicxulub event, while ancient history, provides scientists today with invaluable insights into the mechanisms and potential impacts of tsunamis. Picture the scene after the impact. The land is scarred and reshaped, entire ecosystems are wiped out, and the ripple effects of the disaster can be felt far and wide. This is the reality of a tsunami's destructive power. But tsunamis are not merely a result of asteroid impacts. They are often triggered by undersea earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and even landslides. The energy released by these geological events displaces massive amounts of water, creating a series of powerful waves that can travel across entire oceans. One of the most critical aspects of tsunami research is studying past events. By examining the geological and historical evidence left behind by these monstrous waves, scientists can piece together a picture of how they form, how they move, and most importantly, how we might predict and prepare for them. Yet, despite our best efforts, tsunamis remain one of the most unpredictable and devastating natural disasters. Even with advanced technology and scientific understanding, the precise timing, scale, and impact of a tsunami cannot be accurately forecasted. As we look to the future, the lessons of the past become ever more crucial. The Chicxulub event, along with other historical tsunamis, serve as stark reminders of the potential destructive power of these oceanic phenomena. These past events serve as a stark reminder of the destructive power of tsunamis. The less understood phenomena. The ocean is a world full of mysteries, some of which we are just beginning to understand. In the heart of these mysteries lie phenomena which, though less understood, pose significant threats to vessels and coastal areas. Among these are the solitary killer waves, square waves, and the elusive drone waves. Solitary killer waves, also known as rogue waves, are the lone wolves of the sea. These waves can reach towering heights of more than 30 meters, making them a considerable threat to any vessel in their path. Unlike typical waves, these solitary waves rise suddenly and unexpectedly, often occurring in the open ocean where they can catch sailors off guard. Next, we have square waves. These are a unique spectacle created by intersecting wave systems at right angles. The result is a patchwork of squares on the ocean surface that is as beautiful as it is dangerous. These squares can envelop ships, making navigation tricky and often leading to near certain doom. This phenomenon is a reminder of the ocean's unpredictable nature and why it is essential for seafarers to remain vigilant. Lastly, we delve into the world of drone waves. These waves are extremely rare and, as such, are poorly studied. However, they have been detected with heights of up to 27 meters, almost as high as a 9-story building. Their rarity and colossal size make them a fascinating subject for researchers, but their potential for destruction is a sobering reminder of the power of the sea. In exploring these less understood phenomena, we gain a deeper appreciation for the ocean's might and unpredictability. Understanding these phenomena is not only crucial for the safety of those at sea, but also for those living in coastal areas, as these waves can contribute significantly to the destructive power of tsunamis. These phenomena remind us that the ocean's power is not to be underestimated. As we continue to unravel the ocean's mysteries, we must always respect its formidable, untamed power. A glimpse into the past. History is a great teacher, and it has much to say about tsunamis. Let's take a journey back in time, 4,000 years ago, where the arid expanse of the South American Atacama Desert hides a chilling secret. It was here archaeologists have unearthed evidence of a mega-earthquake, a seismic event so powerful that it gave birth to a monstrous tsunami. To understand the magnitude of this event, imagine a wall of water, as high as a multi-story building, racing across the ocean at jet speed, obliterating everything in its path. This is the tale told by the layers of sediment left behind, a silent testament to the raw power of nature. Now let's shift our focus to the Chilean territory, a region that has become all too familiar with the devastating impact of tsunamis. The cause: a tectonic time bomb where the Nazca oceanic plate collides with the South American continental plate. This clash of titanic forces beneath the ocean's surface is a recipe for recurring tsunamis. In fact, Chile has a long history of seismic activity, with earthquakes and subsequent tsunamis being a part of life for many generations. The evidence is etched into the landscape and imprinted in the collective memory of its people. It's a stark reminder of the immense power held within the Earth's crust, power that can be unleashed without warning. turning serene ocean waves into deadly walls of water. These historical accounts are not mere stories of the past, but serve as a stark reminder of the potential future. They underline the importance of understanding our planet's seismic activities and the unpredictable nature of tsunamis. So, as we delve into this historical journey, let's remember that our planet is an ever-changing tapestry of natural forces. By studying these past events, we can better anticipate, prepare for, and hopefully mitigate the impact of future disasters. These historical accounts serve as a wake-up call to the realities of our world. The 1960 Chilean tsunami. The year 1960 is etched in history for a reason. In the annals of geologic disasters, one event stands out for its sheer magnitude and devastating impact: the 1960 Chilean earthquake and subsequent tsunami. This natural catastrophe still holds the infamous record as the most potent earthquake ever recorded by humans. The earthquake struck on May 22, 1960, off the coast of south-central Chile. With a staggering magnitude of 9.5, it shook the very foundations of the Earth. The seismic waves from this colossal quake were so powerful that they were felt as far away as Japan and the Philippines. The ground tremors were just the beginning of the nightmare. Following the earthquake, a series of monstrous waves rose from the depths of the Pacific Ocean. This was no ordinary swell, but a tsunami, a devastating force of nature, relentless and unforgiving. The waves surged towards the coastline, obliterating everything in their path. Coastal towns that had stood for centuries were reduced to rubble within moments. The tsunami didn't stop at the Chilean coastline. It crossed the Pacific, causing significant destruction and loss of lives in Hawaii, Japan, the Philippines, and other coastal regions. The death toll was catastrophic, reaching into the thousands, while the economic damage was equally devastating. The 1960 Chilean earthquake and tsunami serve as a stark reminder of the power of nature. The event was a turning point in our understanding of seismic activity and the destructive potential of tsunamis. It underscored the need for better predictive systems and disaster preparedness to mitigate the impact of such events. It's a story that resonates to this day, reminding us of the potential for devastation that lies beneath our feet and in the depths of our oceans. The 1960 event also highlights the resilience of humanity and our capacity to rebuild and recover in the face of overwhelming adversity. The 1960 Chilean tsunami is a stark reminder of the havoc that tsunami can wreak. It's a lesson from history that we must never forget as we prepare for the future and the potential threats that lie ahead. A glimmer of hope. In the face of such potential devastation, knowledge and preparedness are our best defense. As we delve into the realm of natural disasters, particularly tsunamis, it becomes increasingly apparent just how crucial preparedness is. While we cannot predict precisely when these cataclysmic events will occur, we can equip ourselves with the knowledge and tools to mitigate their impact. At the heart of this strategy lies awareness. By understanding the threats we face, we can take proactive steps to safeguard our communities. This doesn't just entail knowing what a tsunami is, but comprehending the signs that precede it, the areas it's likely to affect, and the steps to take when one is imminent. Preparedness measures are multifaceted and encompass a range of activities. These span from constructing tsunami-resistant infrastructure to creating and practicing evacuation plans. In this digital age, early warning systems have also become an integral part of disaster preparedness. These systems, which harness the power of technology, can give us precious minutes to reach safety before a tsunami strikes. Education, too, plays a pivotal role. Schools, communities, and families need to be educated about tsunamis, what they are, how they form, and most importantly, what to do when one is on the horizon. This knowledge, when combined with preparedness measures, can drastically reduce the risk of injury and loss of life. But let's not forget the importance of resilience. The aftermath of a tsunami can be just as challenging as the event itself. Mental fortitude, community support, and resources for rebuilding are all critical components of recovery. In essence, our best defense against tsunamis, or any natural disaster for that matter, is a blend of awareness, preparedness, and resilience. It's about fostering a culture that respects the power of nature and is ready to respond when she unleashes her fury. While we cannot prevent natural disasters, we can prepare for them and in doing so, save lives. We hope you found these facts intriguing. If you've heard them before or have any thoughts to share, please let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to A World to Discover to join us on our journey of discovery.